Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the Native War Paints Brite and Dirty Neon collection. There are 6 polishes here. They are all neons with a slight shimmer to them. These are available for pre-order right now at a discounted price, so I will link the website down below and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Twinkle. This is a kind of neon macaroni and cheese orange color with a gold shimmer. So here's one coat. This one is a bit sheer on the first coat. It covers fairly evenly though. There are some streaks, but it's not very streaky. Formula-wise, this is a little bit thinner, just thinner than what you usually see from indies or indie neons, and that does really contribute to how well they spread out on the water for water marbling. So here is 2 coats. So it might be hard to pick up on camera, but you can still see some dark spots and your nail line here with 2 coats. This one dries semi-matte, so you will want a top coat if you want it to shine, but the shimmer stands out pretty well. Top coat or no top coat, it really does stand out on the nail nicely. And I am occasionally getting some of those little tiny undissolved pigment specks. There are not a ton of them in here. I've definitely had polishes that are worse, but I have gotten a few in the last couple nails. So here's 3 coats. So while the coverage is even, I can still make out my nail line a bit on the 3rd coat, and I think it's probably going to be a little bit more noticeable once it dries completely, because that's what happened on the 2nd coat. And again, you will want a top coat if you want that to be shiny. So there is 3 coats of Twinkle. The next polish is called Red Butler, and this is a neon orangey red with a gold shimmer. So here's 1 coat. So I can still see my nail line a bit with this one on the 1st coat, but it does cover pretty evenly. This one also has that thinner formula, which makes it really good for water marbling. A little bit tricky to apply, not bad. You just have to be careful not to do too thick of a coat, because I think it would run down the sides of the nail because it is a little bit thinner. So here's 2 coats. So it's starting to build up nicely, but I can still see my nail line, so I will do a 3rd. And this one also dries semi-matte. So here is 3 coats. 3 coats on this one covers completely. The nail line that I could see on my 2nd coat was really hard to see on camera, but it was a bit more obvious in person. And again, you will want top coat to make these completely glossy. And that gold shimmer, I forgot to mention, does stand out nicely on the nail, not quite as strong as it did in the last polish though. So there is 3 coats of Red Butler. And the next polish is called Starlight, and this is a bright neon pink with a gold shimmer. So here's 1 coat. This one is a bit sheer on the 1st coat, but it does cover pretty evenly. The formula is the same as the other ones, a little bit on the thinner side, not terrible, but it does take a little bit more careful application to avoid flooding the cuticle or putting too much polish on the nail and having it run down to the sides. So here's 2 coats. This one, again, it's hard to see on the camera because it is such a bright polish, but I can still see my nail line pretty well on the 2nd coat, so I'm going to do a 3rd. And that gold shimmer does stand out nicely, but you will want a top coat because it does dry semi-matte, I guess. So here's 3 coats. And this one does cover completely in 3. And like I said before, these do dry a little bit dull. I like the way the shimmer looks when they dry dull, but I also like the way they look shiny, so it's really up to you, but it's a very different look. So there is 3 coats of Starlight. The next polish is called Contaminate, and this is reddish purple with a blue shimmer to it. So here is 1 coat. And this one is a bit sheer still on the 1st coat, but like the other ones, it covers very evenly. Same formula as all the other ones as well. You do have to be more careful than you normally would. So here's 2 coats. And 2 coats does cover completely on this one, and it does deepen the color quite a bit to match what's in the bottle. The shimmer stands out pretty well. I wouldn't say it's like super obvious, but you can definitely pick it up when you move your nails around. So there is 2 coats of Contaminate. The next polish is called Mutagen, and this is a green, a lime green with a gold shimmer. The gold shimmer in this one is a little chunkier. It's not like glitter at all, but you can still see the particles are a little bit bigger in this than in any of the other polishes. So here is 1 coat. So this one is pretty sheer on the 1st coat. The formula is the same as the others, a little bit on the thinner side, so you do have to be more careful. But that does help it spread out really nicely on the water if you water marble with them. So here is 2 coats. You can still see my nail line a bit on this one with the second coat, so I'm going to do a third. Hopefully you can see the difference in the shimmer on this one when it dries. You can see that it's a little bit more spread out, I guess, and the pieces are a little bit bigger. So here is 3 coats. So this one covers completely in 3. It actually looks on the camera like my nail line's out there a bit, but I really can't see that at all in person, so I don't know what that's all about. This one also dries a little bit dull, so you will want a top coat. So there is 3 coats of Mutagen. And the last polish is called Explosive, and this is a blue with a slight pink shimmer. So here is 1 coat. This one is also pretty sheer on the first coat. Like the other ones, this has a bit of a thinner formula that does take some extra care when you're applying it. So here's 2 coats. So I can still see my nail line on 2 coats, but the color is building up nicely. And this one also dries a little bit dull. I did want to mention with the formula, I say that it's thin. It's definitely thin for me. I tend to prefer thicker formulas. But if you don't like thicker formulas, these formulas might end up feeling like perfect for you. I really am not sure. I just know for me they feel a little bit thin. So here's 3 coats. And this one also covers completely in 3. My camera's really dark today. The nail line, I feel like if you squint, you can see it in person. It's definitely not as obvious as it looks on camera though. And the shimmer does stand out in this one, but it does take a bit of looking to see it. So there is 3 coats of Explosive. So I was asked if I could show you guys how well these spread out for water marbling. I'm actually terrible at water marbling. I can only do like the basics, and even then like the polish has to be like absolutely perfect for it. So I don't have anything on my nails. I'm not actually going to do a water marble, but I'm going to show you how it spreads out. These spread out really, really well on the water. Like they go the whole length of the cup. In the past, when I tried a water marble, I have issues with the polish is kind of making a weird shape and not going all the way to the edges of the cup. I don't know if that's the polish or just something else I'm doing, but that's the first thing I noticed here is that they actually go all the way to the edge of the cup, but that might not be the polish, I don't know. But these do spread out really, really well. Now, when it comes to water marbling, this is the part that I mess up nearly every single time I try to do it. So we'll see how this works, but I can always get them to spread out fine. I can never actually make a design with it. But we're gonna try. Oh, I was supposed to, yeah, see, I don't know what I'm doing. These do work really, really well for water marbling. They're actually really easy to work with, even for someone who's only successfully water marbled like 1 time in my life. And you know, that actually turned out really well. Like I kind of wish I would have had white on my other hand so I could actually use this. So Red Butler is my favorite because it's very, very close to China Glaze Ready to Rave, which is like one of my favorite polishes ever, except this has a gold shimmer added to it, which just makes it that much better. So that one is my favorite. So that is the Native War Paints Brite and Dirty Neons collection. Again, those are available right now for pre-order, and they have a discounted price if you pre-order them. So I will link the website down below where you guys can check those out. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.